female soldiers are home wreckers. I don't see a problem. I'm not stopping you from finding the love of your life. Chase them. Don't you like to have some fun? Why are you so serious? Female soldiers get promoted faster. Female soldiers joined the military to find husbands. I mean, because we both can't be hard. Women are not built like men. I think a little drama at work is healthy. Weak, privileged, home wreckers, cheats, dramatic, can't keep up. It's okay. Don't be shy, okay? It's okay to admit to me right now that you've talked about these things before. And I'm not even going to hold you because you know what? Before I joined the military, I had a whole list about this tall of things I thought I knew about female soldiers in the military. It turned out most of these things were entirely wrong, obviously, but I would understand if you are not in the military. So let's talk about some of the things you and I know you've thought about me and many other female soldiers in the military. Let's find out together if these are true or false. In no particular order, the first one is female soldiers are the drama. I mean, but why are you so serious at work? Depending on where you are standing and how you are taking it, okay? Don't you like to have some fun? Why are you so serious? All jokes aside, I feel I stand to be corrected that it is mostly a female thing to be more dramatic as compared to a man. However, if the drama is not affecting any input or output or the mission or readiness in any type of way, but hey, all I'm saying is there is healthy and unhealthy or toxic drama. And it's not just female in the military thing. And I even believe that some men can be more dramatic than women. So this situation can be a little dicey. So let me know in the comment section what you think. But again, if the drama or how you want to call it doesn't affect any mission, the readiness or efficiency or output or input in any type of way or form, I think a little drama at work is healthy because we can't be too serious. Can we? We can't. The next one is female soldiers can't balance a relationship or family or motherhood with the duties in the army. Lies. Very big, fat, gigantic lie. Very wrong perception. Very not cool. I have seen my personal soldiers, females, come through the ranks, gotten married, had kids and still having, going to school, deploying and still staying married. Okay, I go again. Multitasking is not that difficult for women or females. Put that in a dictionary. So yes, that perception is entirely wrong and not true. We are keeping relationships, healthy ones, establishing great families, and building our generation alongside performing our army duties and responsibilities just fine with no glitch. Oh, and we're doing that timely and efficient too. The next one of my favorites is female soldiers tend to lose their femininity or feminism in some aspects of their lives. Another dicey one. So when you say feminism or femininity, what are we talking about? Because I believe feminism or femininity is more physical than internal because we perceive the physical aspects first before we encounter the internal. So physical, we do our hairs, we do makeup, subtle makeup. We are feminine in our approaches, the way we talk, walk, eat, and do a lot of things. So those are the physical aspects, right? But when it comes to character and personality, that is when it gets a little debatable because the military is a more structured environment, okay? The military does not do like female, male, or whatnot. Obviously, we have female showers, female bathrooms, male showers, and everything. But when it comes to the baseline, we are all soldiers, first hand, first approach. So I wouldn't say we lose our feminine touch. I would say we become more structured and direct in many of our approaches as compared to other females outside the military. So we can still be feminine Don't get me wrong. However, it might not be to your level of feminine. Maybe describe feminine and maybe we can take it from there. But I don't think or believe female soldiers in the military lose their sense of feminine or feminism or femininity. Yeah. The next one is female soldiers are very weak or too weak. Describe weak. Because I believe I can categorize like weak in many forms. So physical weakness, mental weakness, emotional weakness, or psychological weakness, and so on and so forth, right? Obviously, biologically and physically, women are not built like men, okay? However, we both, I'm talking about both genders, go through the same basic training, AIT and whatnot, okay? Gone are the days where females were not allowed in combat MOSs, but now, look at that. The world is changing, things are changing. So of course, the level of resilience in a man, I'm talking about the physical and biological build of a man, obviously will not be the same as a woman. Everyone in the military, whether male or female, have specific standards of physical fitness when it comes to physicality to meet, especially with AFT. You and I did not come up with these standards, okay? These are highly educated, learned professionals and experts, okay, who went through a bunch and numerous calculated number of study, research, experiments, surveys to come up with these specific standards tailored to females and males in the military. Because like I said, obviously our physical, biological build are not the same when it comes to these two genders. So maybe weak is not the right word to use because like I said, there is categories of weakness. Are we talking about physical, emotional, psychological, mental, and all the other aspects of weakness? And I can tell you that both genders, aside the physical and the biological aspects of weakness, can be great or really suck depending on the individual, not the gender. So yeah. The next one, most female soldiers are home wreckers. Really funny one. Maybe I need to ask you, what kind of female soldiers are you keeping as friends? Because not the ones I know, okay? So obviously there's this myth, I don't know who started that myth, that don't trust a female soldier around your spouse or significant other. I don't think it's a female soldier thing, okay? No, I know it is not a female soldier thing. Okay, I feel like it is an individual thing and it shouldn't be associated with just female soldiers in the military or female service members. Because how about the men? Do you trust a male soldier around your spouse or significant other? Exactly, it's the same way. I feel like it goes both ways, but I get the stigma why it is exactly associated to females. Because pardon me, I don't know about you, but when I go to work and I look good or smell good or feel confident or just exist, it's not because of your significant other. It's not because of your spouse, okay? It is simply because that is me. That is exactly how I behave in any situation, okay? Whether I'm home, whether I'm going to get food, whether I'm going to get groceries, or any other activity that involves me showing up, okay? When I go to the gym, I'm going to the gym for me. I'm smelling good for me. I am looking good for who again? Exactly. Like I said, I get the stigma because females have to do a little bit more or be a little intentional about their appearance as compared to men. Because unlike men just have to get a haircut and put on the uniform. But females, we have to do the hair. If you're into makeup, you have to do makeup, earrings, nails. Of course, we can't do color no more. How the uniform fits on you and all of that. So I get the stigma again. However, I believe that the home wrecker thingy should not be associated with females or women in the military because any gender can be a home wrecker. Okay, moving on. The next one is female soldiers are soft and emotional and cry all the time. I don't even remember the last time I cried. I don't remember the last time I've seen a female soldier cry, especially at work. With female soldiers being a little soft as compared to men, I agree. Because we both can't be hard, okay? Life is two-way. It's either you are this or that. We can't be both. There has to be a balance, Okay. So if men are perceived to be hard and stern, women, no, I am soft and nurturing where I need to be. And this is the case for most females in the military. Thankfully, we are blessed to go both ways when we please. But the base of every woman is softness and her calm approach in a lot of things. But do not take our calm and soft as weakness, okay? Because I dare you, we are not. I've been in the military for just 7 years, and I kid you not, most females enlisted officers, one officers that have been around at the workplace in some way, somehow getting the opportunity to meet them on the civilian side are two completely different individuals. And it gets me wondering, am I like this too? Because it's crazy how we take up these two personalities and embody them so well. So for the people that don't know, we do potlucks, payday activities, balls, going away parties. I'm talking about any activity that requires us to step out of the workplace and be outside in civilians or comfy clothes, right? I'm telling you, it gets me every time. It gets me every time because I'm telling you that putting on the uniform brings a whole different persona. And then in civilians, I'm like, is it the same person I know at work? So yes, females in the military can be both. Honestly, you can be whatever you want to be in the military, provided it is not illegal or hurting anybody. So yes, the perception of softness, hey, I mean, it's natural, but the two emotional parts, and we cry all the time, and the next one is female soldiers get promoted faster than the male soldiers. How is this even a thing? Oh, it's okay because you don't know. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Okay. I don't get the favor of promotion because I'm a female. I do not. The army promotion system is a metric. Okay, it's very objective and check the blocks oriented, that if you do not check the blocks or do not meet certain metric, you don't get promoted. And it applies to every nook and cranny in the military. So nobody is exempt or more favored from the army very specific objective oriented metric calculated, whether you're on the enlisted side or the officer side. So yes, it cuts across very fairly and non-favorable to any specific gender. So get it out your head, okay? The next one is female soldiers joined the military to find husbands. I mean, if that's your goal, chase them. I'm not stopping you from finding the love of your life. I'm not. I mean, go for it, because it is clearly established that women can be more multitasking than men. So if we can chase our goals and still find husbands or wives alongside chasing our goals, I don't see a problem. Do you? Where it becomes wrong is when people have the sole perception that female soldiers join the military only to find husbands or wives. No. So yes, we can chase our dreams, serve, and also find our significant others. You should definitely try that. And I feel like it applies to both genders, not just females, because if a female marries a man in the military, the man also found a spouse. No? Yeah, girl math. The next one is female soldiers get special treatment and we don't have to do much work. Huh? I go, no. Nice. Like I said before, the army sees everyone as a soldier first when it comes to the mission. At the end of the day, we go together as a team or a squad or whatever, and we accomplish a mission together with everyone doing their specific job. So there's nothing like we get special treatment because we are females. The next one is female soldiers can't handle deployments. The scope of deployments is huge, okay? So is it the coping part of the deployment, or the time away from family part of the deployment, or the doing your duty at the deployment? It's a lot of branches to deployment, and I don't think deployment resilience is based off of gender. It's just simply the individual and previous training or experiences they've encountered in their previous times, okay? Because resilience, coping, adjusting, adaptability, all these traits or things you need, especially when you're deployed, is not gender specific, because both genders can suck at adapting, coping, and all of that. So I don't know if there's a specific statistics or study that says female soldiers or women suck at adaptation and adjustment as opposed to men. Let me know, because I personally believe that both genders are everyday, all day work in progresses. Okay, we are basically just trying our best. I don't think just being a better version of yourself every day has anything to do with gender. That's just me. But let me know what you think. Okay, the next one is female soldiers tend to ruin unit cohesion. That is not true. I believe that if a man or a group of men want to ruin a unit's cohesion, they can do that in a blink. Okay, the same applies to if a woman or a group of women plan to ruin unit cohesion, they could do that at also in a blink of an eye. So this is not, again, gender specific. I don't know why that should be specifically directed towards females. Again, I could understand the stigma. Have you met a dramatic male? Have you met a more dramatic male? Have you? Let me know if you've met a more dramatic male, because again, society has all these stigmas attached to specific genders. I did not come up with that. It is something we have come to meet, and in the same society is adjusting these findings as the day goes. I stand to be corrected, so let me know what you think in the comment section. However, I believe unit cohesion can be ruined by whoever if they want to, not females specific. The last but not the least is female soldiers are not respected by male soldiers. Thank God these are perceptions, so it could be true or false. And I tell you, point blank, direct, period, that is a big lie. That is false to every extent. Okay, although I haven't been in the army that long, some other female or somebody else might have been in the army longer than I have. I am speaking based off of my experience currently, especially with where I am at now in my military career. I have not encountered any form of disrespect because I'm a female. Even if I have, they wouldn't disclose to me they are disrespecting me because I'm a female or because of my gender. If I'm being disrespected, it means that individual suck, or two, they had a rough day or a bad previous encounter, or that is just their personality. But rarely would you see a male or the male population in the military disrespecting the female population in the military because of our genders. I haven't seen it yet. Again, I stand to be corrected. If it is a thing, let me know. However, these answers are based off of my experience, what I have seen, what I have been exposed to, or what I am encountering in my military career. The very last misconception on the list today is female soldiers don't stay in the army long. They quit early. I believe staying in the army for whatever time frame or specific time frame is individual discretion, whether male or female, regardless of their gender. I have seen males who came into the military and did one contract and left. I have seen females who came into the military and did a contract and left too. This can be a little dicey. However, there might be specific things that might affect a female, most especially tendency of living or staying in the military. Example, pregnancies, female-specific surgeries, medical reasons, female-specific medical reasons, family reasons, and a whole lot more. Obviously, biologically, men do not get pregnant. So if a woman goes through pregnancy and go through all these medical concerns that might stop or cut short their stay in the military, by all means, they have to go. Some don't even have a choice. It's a medical direction. Get out. So I understand if the stigma is coming from that side, But I don't think that would be fair or a fair metric to use to come to a conclusion that females leave the military more than anybody else, especially if the reason for leaving was not by choice. So yeah, it's a very sensitive matter. So I'm a little not comfortable talking about this. So I believe and feel like everyone should also take caution when they are treating this misconception. I don't really know how I feel about these topics. At the end of the day, being a woman or a female in the military, regardless of the branch, it's not about proving anyone wrong. It's about showing up and doing your job just like anybody else. Unfortunately, we have to go back to work, so we have to wrap it up quick. I honestly do not know how I feel about this topic, but I hope I was able to debunk some of these stories going around, especially with females or female soldiers in the military. Guys, unfortunately, I have to go back to work because I used my lunch time to film this video because it's been long coming and somebody had to, and somebody was me. Let me know if I was able to cover most of the misconceptions or myths about women in uniform. Subscribe to the channel, share with family, friends, and loved ones so they can also benefit from this amazing delivery. This was another interesting episode of Life in the Army with you. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.